such a robust problem. But not everything lost like other cancers. Cervical cancer is a disease which is essentially caused by a virus, like COVID virus. COVID is caused by a virus, like polio virus called human papilloma virus. And not only cervical cancer, the human papilloma virus causes many more diseases, including genital warts, the cancer of the anal canal. Magnitude of the disease caused by human papilloma virus is huge. So today we are very glad to share with you that this virus, this HPV virus infection, we can prevent cervical cancer and many other cancers in the body. And I am very glad that in India, the vaccination against cervical cancer was launched in 2008. There were two companies who launched the virus. One is MSD, this company, and the GSK. Over the year, however, the GSK is not promoting the vaccination against HPV anymore. But thank you, Team MSD, that you are not only promoting it, you are continuing your research to give a robust protection for women against this HPV infection. So today's meeting is to how to promote the vaccination to prevent the cervical cancer as such for the Indian community. And we have a group in India, the group of doctors who are trained in Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists in London. We call it RCOG in short. So we have got a robust committee, and this RCOG committee headed by Dr. Uma Ram has taken an initiative and come out with a consensus document how to take this message across to the larger community. So with this brief introduction, my job is to introduce our guest today. I will start with a quote. When virtue and modesty enlighten her charms, the luster of a beautiful woman is brighter than the stars of heaven. And the influence of her power, it is in vain to resist. So ladies and gentlemen, please big hand for the combination of beauty, brain and power, Miss Nikita Porwal, Miss India. Our next guest I want to introduce is no less than Miss India. So Miss RCOG India, I should call her, Dr. Uma Ram, who is the All India Chair of AICC RCOG, that is the All India Coordination Committee of the RCOG Fellows and Members in India. She is a member of the South Zone Committee, a gynae oncologist who deals with women cancer day in and day out, and she is working in Kovai MCH, Coimbatore. Thank you, Andu. Lastly, Dr. Basav Mukherjee, my younger brother, the East Zone, as well as the President of the Bengal Obstetrics and Gynecological Society. And lastly, I am Dr. M.M. Samsul Zoha. I am a consultant from Kolkata. I am the immediate past chair of the AICC RCOG East Zone and the President-elect of the Bengal Obstetrics and Gynecological Society. So, with this, I would start the ball.
As Zoha elaborated, HPV infection is a significant problem for women and indeed for men as well. And the burden of disease that is caused by the HPV virus, of course, includes cervical cancer, which is our prime concern. But as Zoha articulated, it also has an impact on other cancers as vulval cancer, renal cancer, and other non-cancerous conditions like genital warts. When we talk about women's health, often there is a big focus around the reproductive period, around maternal and child health, but the focus shifts away after that period. Even traditionally, women focus only around reproductive health and not beyond that. And when we are young, we don't think about the possibility of a cancer developing in India much older. The other thing about cervical cancer, and indeed cancers that are triggered by HPV infection, is the fact that there is a lead time where we can intervene and prevent morbidity, and therefore this vaccination is a unique opportunity to achieve that. However, even among the medical profession, not everybody advocates the vaccine, and clearly even from the public, there is a hesitancy to take a vaccine that is linked to reproduction. So it is with the intent of overcoming this barrier and motivating all gynecologists and obstetricians to spread the message that we thought we'll come up with a consensus statement. And in fact, I must acknowledge that it was Zoha's initial idea that we took forward, and we brought out this consensus statement in September in Calcutta at the annual conference of the AICC-RCOG, which is the International Representative Committee of the members and fellows of the Royal College UK. And outside of UK, India has the largest membership of the RCOG, and we are committed to women's health. And so we got together a team of members who helped put together the evidence, and we brought out the statement. That's actually just the first step, and we hope that we'll be able to take this forward and spread this message to all the practicing doctors, gynecologists, in order to ensure that the women that they take care of are given the benefit of the vaccine, and that's the purpose of the consensus statement, really.
Thank you.
The human papilloma virus infection. It is caused by a kind of a DNA virus, and that is the most common infection of the reproductive tract in females, and of course it also can occur in males. And this usually is sexually transmitted, so it is the older teens and the young adults who are most frequently infected. If you see them, usually you will find that about 30% of people in this age group may be positive for HPV, and depending upon the immunity of the body, either they will clear the virus or it can persist there, and sometimes it can persist even for lifetime, and that is when it causes some changes which can be pre-cancerous changes later on leading to cancer. So some varieties, there are almost 200 types of the virus, it's not one type. And some of them cause benign diseases like papillomas or warts, which are like tiny bumps which appear in the skin of the genitalia, and they can grow at various times of the lifetime. But our focus today is on cervical cancer, which is the most dangerous thing which they can cause, along with other cancers of the vulva, vagina, anogenital region, and oropharyngeal, and penile cancer. So they've been linked to all different types of cancers in that region.
People are interested to know how common is this HPV infection. Is it very common?
So it's found in about 50% of people will be positive for HPV at some time or the other in their lives, and not necessarily only early, it could be even later on. So that's what we will be coming to when we discuss about the vaccine, how we can prevent this.
And the experts believe that 8 out of...
Hello. Thank you so much, doctors. Thank you so much for having me here, and thank you so much for enlightening me once again about cervical cancer. So over 60 years, Femina Miss India World has always talked about beauty. A beauty which is not just about glamour, a beauty which is not just about makeup and how we stand and how we talk, but also about a beauty with a purpose. A beauty which talks about wit, intelligence, commitment to the country, and most importantly, women loving themselves. So this brings us to the topic of cervical cancer. I very vividly remember when I was a kid, when I was in my teens, I was diagnosed with PCOD, and that's how I first encountered with my gynecologist. And with the help of my gynaec, with the help of proper lifestyle, diet, and faith in the process, I was able to reduce my PCOD in 4-5 years almost to nothing. And that's how I realized how complex of a women's reproductive system is and how important it is to learn about women's reproductive system. And that's how I started learning about women's reproductive system, and I realized that cervical cancer is a term which is very important to talk about. So I discussed this thing with my friend and I told that cervical cancer is so, fatal and it needs to be, we need to be vaccinated. And she was like, yeah, cervical is painful and we need to talk more about it because my grandfather also had it and he used to wear this neck on the collar. And yeah, but vaccination is also a great idea. And that's when I realized that the level of misinformation we have about cervical cancer, because people only know cervical, which is related to the neck, and not the cervix, which is the neck of the uterus. So that's how I realized that first, in order to prevent anything, awareness is the step. So let's talk about the cervix and the cervical cancer first before bringing on the topic to the awareness of the cervical cancer. And let's start reaching out to our gynecologists the most, because I think they are the people who knows most about our bodies. And women's body is so complex, is so beautiful that we cannot handle it all by our own. So let's start talking about cervix. Let's start getting in touch with our gynecologists. And when we can prevent something like cancer for our life, why to wait? So why wait? Vaccinate and stay in touch with the gynecologists. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nikita, for nice words. It's really meaningful. There are many myths surrounding this cervical cancer prevention and vaccination, and that is the stumble block today why this awareness is not spreading or people are not accepting it as we want them to accept it. So my next question to Basop. Basop, we know there are many myths associated with HPV vaccination. How can we
to have vaccination?
So they can take the vaccination up to 45 years of age?
So just to add, Zoha, they don't need to be screened before they take the vaccine. That's not to say that older women shouldn't have cervical screening. I think they're two slightly different things. They need to have their pap smears, the older women, but you don't need to necessarily do a pap smear, show they don't have HPV infection and then take it. That's a myth that again a lot of people believe. So that's the reason I just thought I'll highlight that as
Yeah,
well.
thank you so much. In fact, what Basho was saying was very correctly, that there are two steps to prevent the disease. One, you give the vaccination to prevent the virus to do any damage to your body. Number two is what was the traditional screening procedure, that people who have already got virus, to see whether that virus has initiated a disease process leading to cervical cancer, because we have got 15 years from the viral infection to the cervical cancer. So we have got some tests available like cervical pap smear, you all know cervical pap smear. So that can actually diagnose them early and we can have a treatment to prevent it. So these two things should go side by side. One cannot replace others. So once we can combine these two things, then that will give the 100% protection. Okay, now this brings us vaccination towards prevention of the disease. So I know, Uma, you have given us a brief about the brief background about how you come out. Tell us more details. What are the points you touched upon, and what was the sort of area to concentrate, and how to take it further?
Thanks, Zoha. I can look at or read quickly. Therefore, it addresses the burden of HPV infection, what the burden is in our country. It also highlights the fact that
So, your parting thought, how you think we can take this message to that generation?
Well, I think doctors are the best people to advise something about cervical cancer. And me being the ambassador of all the women out there, I feel we women take ourselves so lightly. When I see my mother, when I saw my grandmothers, I think when we women take care of ourselves, take care of our health, we are our best friends. So let's start taking care of ourselves. And while there is no ideal age of getting vaccinated, while there is an ideal age of getting vaccinated, there is no ideal age of start loving our bodies and start looking after it. So let's start loving our bodies first, and then doctors are there for our help for the vaccinations and cervical cancer awareness. Thank you so much, doctors, for being there. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. So starting your body is the mantra. So if I may conclude that there are few things come up. One, start thinking about your daughter's health, your sister's health, and of course your spouse's health, and give should call it expert, not panelist. And thank you for your time, and thank you to share this dais with us.
इथं बसून करा ना हवं तर
विजय थोडासा याच्या साईड
हा मिळत ना आम्हाला अरे ये दादा
कैमरा डाल रहा है मोबाइल डाल रहा है
मैम ये ऑल ऑफ यू द सेंटर मैम
तू आ जाए शांति
अरे यार मैं मोबाइल में थोड़ा यस
फायदा क्या ट्राई पड़ता है
यहाँ पे मैं सेंटर पैर लगा के हिला रहे और बोल रहे हाँ ज़्यादा हीरो बन रहा है मैम ये लुक सेंटर ये लुक किया ये सेंटर एक मिनट लुक सेंटर मैम लुक किया यो सेंटर मैम लुक सेंटर मैम या मैम एक मिनट लुक कैमरा लो लुक किया थोड़ा ये कैमरा लो थैंक यू रोल हाँ जस्ट अ सेकंड
So hello and first of all congratulations
Thank you so much.
for the incredible winning. क्या कहना चाहेंगी फॉर आप यहाँ जो आइए काफ़ी अवेयरनेस फैलाने और ये काफ़ी ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट हो जाता है, तो अपनी तरफ से बताइए आप किस इवेंट पे आए और क्या अवेयरनेस।
मैं MST द्वारा आयोजित एक सर्वाइकल कैंसर के इवेंट में आई हुई हूँ और सर्वाइकल कैंसर की अवेयरनेस आज से नहीं, लेकिन हमारा जब से पैशन चल रहा था, मिस इंडिया ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने जो होस्ट किया था, तब से हम सभी लड़कियों में एक सर्वाइकल कैंसर की अवेयरनेस डालती गई थी। हमारी वर्कशॉप्स हुई थी जिसमें हमें काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें बताई गई थी जो हमें नहीं पता थी, जो हमें लगता है कि आम लोगों को, आम औरतों को पता होना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है। तो आज मैं इस इवेंट में हूँ और मैं सबसे एक यही बात बोलना चाहूँगी कि आप अपने गायनाकोलॉजिस्ट से हमेशा से टच में रहिए, आप अपनी बॉडीज़ को अच्छे से समझिए और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कोशिश करिए कि आप अवेयर रहें सर्वाइकल कैंसर के बारे में और अपने वुमेन्स रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम के बारे में।
तो कैंसर के बारे में बात करें तो काफ़ी अवेयरनेस तो लोग फैलाते हैं, बट सर्वाइकल कैंसर के बारे में उतना ज़्यादा अवेयरनेस नहीं है लोगों को, तो ये इतना ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है लोगों को इस बारे में पता चलना।
वैसे देखा जाए तो 4th मोस्ट कॉमन कैंसर है वर्ल्ड में, ग्लोबली औरतों में, और इंडिया में देखा जाए तो ये ब्रेस्ट कैंसर के बाद 2nd नंबर पे आता है। तो इसके बारे में बात करना तो बहुत ज़रूरी है, लेकिन हमने आमतौर पर देखा होगा कि ब्रेस्ट कैंसर के सर्वाइवर्स के बारे में हमें पता होता है, लेकिन सर्वाइकल कैंसर के बारे में अवेयरनेस ज़्यादा नहीं रहती है। तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि सर्वाइकल कैंसर में जो कि वर्ड इज सर्विक्स, ये कहीं ना कहीं एक टैबू बना रहा है कि हम इसके बारे में बात नहीं कर रहे हैं। यदि हम शुरू करेंगे औरतों के रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम के बारे में बात करने से, सर्विक्स को नॉर्मलाइज करने में, मुझे लगता है हम काफ़ी दूर तक जाएंगे कैंसर के अवेयरनेस में।
जैसे कि देखा जा रहा है आजकल सर्वाइवल कैंसर भी काफ़ी हद तक बढ़ता जा रहा है, जैसे कि आपने भी कहा कि 4th इंडिया में बहुत ऐसे 2nd है। तो आपको क्या लगता है क्या कुछ रीज़न है और वुमेन्स को क्या कुछ सेफ्टी रखनी चाहिए इससे दूर रहने के लिए, इससे बचने के लिए?
मुझे लगता है अवेयरनेस ही एक ऐसी चीज़ है जिससे आप कैंसर जैसे किसी चीज़ को टैकल कर सकते हो, क्योंकि ऐसी बीमारी हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं होती है और ये इन्फेक्शस होती है। ये मोस्ट कॉमनली HPV नामक एक स्ट्रेन होता है, उससे होती है, तो ये हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं होती है। तो हम ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हमारे एंड से ये कर सकते हैं कि हम रेगुलर चेकअप्स करवाएं, हमारे गाइडेंस के टच में रहें, क्योंकि हमें सर्दी खांसी है, कोरोना भी है, तो हमें इसके सिम्टम पता चल जाते हैं। इसके सिम्टम्स इतने नॉर्मली कैच करने में नहीं आते, तो मुझे लगता है कि अगर आपके गाइनिक से अगर हम टच में रहेंगे तो वो हमें बेहतर सलाह दे पाएंगे और हम इस बीमारी को जल्दी से प्रिवेंट कर पाएंगे इसके पहले कि हमारे हाथ से बाहर निकल जाए।
फिर आप जैसे कि अभी आप पैनल डिस्कशन में भी आप बोले कि आपको भी PCOD का प्रॉब्लम था जब आप छोटे थे, लेकिन अब आप इस स्तर पर आ गए, आपका फिटनेस भी काफ़ी अच्छा हो गया और आप मिस इंडिया का काम देते, तो आप अपने हेल्थ को किस प्रकार maintain करते हैं?
मुझे ये लगता है कि जब मुझे PCOD था तो काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें, मुझे डेयरी बहुत पसंद है, मीठा बहुत पसंद है, मुझे रोटियां खाना बहुत पसंद है, मध्य प्रदेश से हूँ, तो ये सारी चीज़ें अवॉइड करनी पड़ी, वीट अवॉइड करना पड़ा, एग्स अवॉइड करनी पड़ी, फ्राइड फूड्स। बट कहीं ना कहीं आप जो बचपन में आपकी बॉडी में डालोगे, आप जो यंग एज में आपकी बॉडी में डालोगे, बीट वैक्सीनेशन, बीट एनी गुड फूड, इट विल रिफ्लेक्ट इन योर कमिंग ईयर्स एंड इट विल बी बेनिफिशियल फॉर द लॉन्गर टर्म। सो आज आपकी बॉडी में आप जो भी डालेंगे, लाइफस्टाइल अच्छी रखेंगे, डाइट अच्छी रखेंगे, वर्कआउट अच्छा रखेंगे, पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग रखेंगे, तो आज भले हमें समझ में नहीं आ रहा हो, लेकिन एक लंबे टर्म के लिए हमारी बॉडीज़ के लिए, हमारी मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए, हमारी फिजिकल हेल्थ के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है।
फाइनली अब मिस इंडिया की खिताब आपने जीत लिया, तो आज अब कहाँ आपका सफर जाएगा?
मेरा सफ़र बस यही है, क्योंकि मिस इंडिया जब मैंने जीता था तो क्राउन एक प्रिविलेज जैसा लगता था, एक खुशनसीबी लगता था, लेकिन अब ये मोर ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, क्योंकि आप जैसे कई बच्चे, कई औरतें मुझे देखती हैं, आप जैसे बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो जिनकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मुझ पे इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करने की और एम्बेसडर बनने की, इंडिया की औरतों की आवाज़ की। तो मुझे लगता है कि मैं अपने आप को बेहतर करके, मैं अपनी रूट्स से टूर रह के मैं कहीं ना कहीं इस प्लेटफॉर्म से जस्टिस, एक अवेयरनेस क्रिएट कर पाऊँगी अबाउट मेंटल हेल्थ, अबाउट पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग, अबाउट वुमेन्स रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम एंड अबाउट अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स जो जिसके बारे में नॉर्मली हमारी जनरेशन में बात होनी बंद हो गई है।
Any planning for Bollywood?
Yes, definitely. I have been a theatre actress for the past 7 years and I've always found my passion in theatre and acting. So I definitely have my plans for Bollywood. So let's see super soon if anything comes in the picture. I'll be sharing with the people for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.